Hello friends, welcome back. You are with Shabaz at Mobile Tutes. So today I am introducing another topic of Android, and the today's topic is Fragment and its life cycle. So the end of this video you will have a clear idea of fragments in Android. So it starts with some introduction. Fragment represents a behavior or a portion of UI in an activity. So we can say that a fragment is a kind of sub-activity, like activity, fragment has its own life cycle. So the very first and the most important point is fragment must always be embedded in an activity, and the fragment life cycle depends upon the host activity life cycle. For example, when the host activity destroyed, all the fragments will also do. So a fragments hold the behavior or portion of UI in an activity, and the main advantage of fragment is we can reuse the code. We can reuse a fragment in many activity. So it is required to make the screen more dynamic and flexible. Very useful for large screens, like large screen devices like tablet. So the advantages, the three main advantages of the fragment: first is the modularity, second is reusability, and third is adaptability. Modularity means we can divide complex UI or activity into simpler fragment. Like if we have a complex screen, so we can divide them into 4 or 5 fragments, and provide the separate UI for all of them. So then reusability, we can share a code, we can share a fragment among multiple activities. As I told earlier also, there's the main use of fragment is that the reusability. We can use a particular fragments in many activities. And the adaptability, we can use and utilize different layouts, depends on screen orientation and size. That's the beauty of fragment. And we all the developers of Android always use fragment and appreciate it. Now, how to create it? The activity, the fragment is just like activity. The class all lookup feel like an activity. So it is the advantage for Android developer who know what activity is. And I also provide a tutorial for activity, and I also put it on the description box, the link of the activity tutorial. So you can also watch it, if not earlier, watch it. So it has a callbacks method just we have in activity, such as onCreate, onStart, onPause, onStop, and some additional callbacks also. We can move on it. So how we create it? So creation of fragment is very easy. Just go to here, new fragment. We don't need factory methods, callbacks also, interface callbacks. Then the method onCreateView, you can see it. This is the most important method, and it calls when fragments draw its user interface for the first time, and we must return a view from this method. And this is for the view, and it is a root view. It also actually it's a root view, and that the UI, the whole UI is provided in the the fragment. The XML file that we are going to provide is here. text size 25 to make it clear. So this is the life cycle of fragment. It starts with onAttach, then onCreate, onCreateView, onActivityCreated, onStop, onStart, onResume, and after onResume, just like activity, it comes on the foreground. The fragment is added to the back stack. A major functionality is a backstack track, like we can add a multiple fragments here, and we add a multiple fragments and keep a track of it, keep a stack of it, and remember all of the fragments over there. And then onPause, onStop, onDestroyView, onDestroy, onDetach, and fragment is destroyed. It starts from activity of the fragment. It starts from onAttach and destroy on onDetach. So onCreate, the onAttach is the very first method, and onCreate, the system call this method when we creating the fragment. And also we have for the fragment we also have subclasses of fragment, like activity. We have dialog fragment, list fragment, and preference fragment, the three subclasses of fragments. And so this is the life cycle. It starts from onAttach. All the callbacks similar with activity life cycle, and have some additional methods like onCreateView. onCreate is also in activity, and onCreateView, and it returns the fragments. It returns a view. So now move on to the coding section. And now we have two methods to define a fragment. The very first method is providing a fragment in XML. Second method is defining a fragment from the Java code. So here I am providing the fragment, giving the providing a demo for Java coding. So what we need to do, we need to programmatically adding the fragment. So we need to create the object of the fragment, blank fragment. New fragment. Okay. Then we Android provides a class fragment manager. Get fragment manager. And then fragment transaction. Get support fragment manager, because we are using a v4 support library. So fragment transaction is equal to fragment manager dot get dot begin transaction, and then fragment transaction dot add. We are going to add this r.id.container. What container is, and then fragment transaction, then fragment, blank fragment. And the important point, fragment transaction dot commit. We need to commit all the I already created a layout, frame layout, where I am going to inflate the fragment, where I am going to place the fragment. So as we in earlier, as we told you, that fragment is a behavior or a part of UI in an activity. It's a part of UI in the whole activity layout. So I placed the fragment here. So I'm going to run it, and I already created a frame layout and names its ID is container, and I provided here the ID. So the app has been launched, and you can see clearly the fragment has been attached on the activity. So thanks for watching. If you have any query, any question, you can put on comments, and don't forget to share it, like and subscribe.